morning, everybody. Saturday morning, just a few minutes early. So we were unable to do our lower body on Thursday afternoon. So we're going to do it this morning. And we'll do things a little bit differently. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to start off really just making sure, as we talked before with everything we do, is just making sure our joints and our muscles are ready for the work that we're going to do. So first thing is we're going to do is we're going to start laying down. Okay? So the first thing what you're going to do, you're going to lay down and you're going to pull one thigh into your chest. Now I don't want you to pull on it. I just want you to pull it into a position of comfort and just hold. And your goal is just to kind of feel some of these muscles right on top here. Perfect. Hold that position to where you feel comfortable. And relax. Same thing, pull back to where you feel comfortable. Your goal is to feel some of these muscles in your hips. And take an inventory if one side feels different than the other. Good. Hold that position. Okay. And relax. Okay, the next one, what we're going to do, same position. I want you to put your finger right near your knee, okay? Now this position needs to stay the whole time. And from here, what you're going to do is you're just going to start spinning your hip each way. Now the key is if you slide off your finger, you're doing the wrong motion. So see if you can stay on that pivot point. Yeah, I'm using my finger and we're warming up these hips. If you're cramping, limit the range that you're moving. Good, just warming up these hips. Okay, next one. Pivot point here, and let's turn. And I can tell I'm already, wow, my left side's really different. Sometimes it's really neat to do individual work, because you'll be able to see, wow, we all sort of get things done in a certain way, and our body's really good. It really wants to get it done as easy as possible. So if you're predominantly one side, as I am, you could be just sort of using that side more than the other. So I definitely feel a big difference in my hips right now. So I'm definitely glad I'm warming up every day. Good. And relax. So we got these hips nice and warm. We'll come back to the mat in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our way through joints. So first thing we're going to start with is we are going to start with some foot stuff. Okay? So if you have a chair at home, that always helps. I'm going to be on this bench. Hopefully you can see my feet. And from here, nice and tall. And we're going to just start pushing up and down on our big toes. So we're doing a seated position, pushing off on our big toes. So we're starting off with foot stuff here. Driving through the toes, staying upright. Your goal here is to feel your calves. Good job. Driving up on those toes. Let's go a couple more. 1 and 2. So seated is a little bit different than standing. So if you have your chair, easier than me, I'm going to use my bench. We're going to hold on to something and we're going to do a standing version. And that should feel a little difference. That's it. Driving through the toes. If you can, think about adding a little bit more weight on your big toe. Drive up. You're reaching for the ceiling with control. Just not dropping down, owning it. Let's go 2 more. And good job. Hopefully those calves are getting a little toasty. We're going to go back. We're going to do one more round of the seated, tall, chest up, and drive up. That's it. Why is it important to train foot? A lot of people will ask that question. Remember, everything starts with your foot. So you're walking, you're moving. If these muscles in your foot are not strong, if they're not capable to help you with what you need to do, that will lead to compensation and could lead to other injuries that maybe you feel in your knees or your hips or your back. So your feet are really vital to everything we do. Really underrated thing. A lot of people don't train them. One more. And done. Okay, let's go back up here. Bring those up nice and tall, and let's get the calves going. And my feet are starting to definitely feel what I'm doing here. I hope yours are as well. It's really important you think about reaching up. If you just move, you're not going to get much out of it. Get on those big toes. Reach for the top. Remember, every classes that you're definitely taking, we always talk about that intent. Anybody can move. 2 more. All right, my feet are cooking. All right, I still want to stay with the foot. Okay, so we are going to balance on one foot. If you need the bench or your chair, you're going to use your chair for support. Here, we're going to hold. I'll pivot and look towards you. Okay, now this is a full body exercise, but your mind and your intent is on your foot. Okay, so you're just going to think about, if you're wearing a shoe, think about your foot moving in your shoe. If you're not, even better, just feel your foot. And I can feel my foot in my shoe moving around a whole bunch. Yeah. So now we're kind of thinking about the foot kind of moving like this, right? We kind of just did this. Now it's moving like this. All the details. And switch. And see if you feel a difference. I feel a little stronger on my left side here. Think about feeling your foot. That's it. Kind of feel it in your shoe. Be mindful of what's going on in your foot. All right. If you're good at this, let's go here. On your foot, opposite leg, look up to the ceiling. Ooh, definitely a little harder. Look up to that ceiling. I can feel my foot wobbling in my shoe. It's kind of funny. And let's switch. Okay, opposite leg. Look up to the ceiling. Oh man. If you got your chair, use your chair. If you need it, you could just kind of tap it. Keep your fingertips on there. And relax. Okay, next one, tough one, all right? I'm looking at you, now I'm not. I'm gonna close my eyes. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh. Woo. Woo. All right, we're gonna switch legs. That was hard. Okay. It's a tough one. Now, if you can't do this one, don't worry about it. Use the chair, look up, do something different. I don't want you to get hurt. It's such a weird motion. And relax. All right, how do your feet feel? Can you feel something? I hope you guys can. Okay, next one, what we're going to do is we're going to work our way up. We just trained our feet. Now we're going to go to our knees, okay? So, I'm going to go back to the mat here. Okay, let's see if you guys can see me. Perfect. Okay, so you're going to bring those thighs in, okay? Now from this position, we're going to think about moving from our knees. So we're just going to extend our knees up and then back down. And put your hands on your thighs. And as you do that, let's see if you can feel a front part of your thighs. Good. Now there's a lot going on here. If you need to support your lower back, you can put your hands underneath. And if you can't do both at the same time, you could do one, and that may feel a little bit better on your back. So we're going to do some multiple sets here. But yep, as I'm kicking up, I'm really trying to feel my quads, which I can. Are these exercises ideal for everything we're doing? This one specifically, no. It'd be nice to have a machine to kick out, to really squeeze up top. But once again, we're just working. I'm assuming that most of you just don't have that much at home. So that's what we're working with. So squeeze, good. 3 more. Good, 1 more. All right, take a little set. Hopefully you felt those thighs working. We're gonna go 1 more round. If you did 1 leg at a time, you're switching legs. Okay, let's go, last one. Good, yep, squeeze those quads. Nice control. Good job, guys. Keep it going. Squeeze those muscles. 2 more. And relax. Okay, so we focused here on the fronts, on the quads. Let's go to the hamstrings. So your hamstring does the opposite motion. There's a lot of different ways to do this. Let me just kind of see where I am. Perfect. I'm going to give you a back view. So from this position, you're standing. Let's push 1 hip out, and we're going to do 1 single leg at a time. And you're bending the knee back, opposite motion. You know, so you're going to feel that standing leg a whole bunch. So that makes this exercise a little bit different. But your effort is through here. Those muscles are pulling your foot. Think about pulling your foot to your butt. And try to feel those guys on the rear side. Everybody's doing wonderful. Drive up. Good. I'm starting to feel my hamstring a little bit. If you're cramping, just limit your range. And switch. Good job. Same thing, just push your hip back slightly and drive. I'm going to give you a side view here. If you can see me, my hip is back and here. As you come up, just make sure your hip is not coming forward. You need to maintain the same hip position and bend from the knee. That's it. So you can kind of put your hand here and just make sure your thigh is not pushing into your hand. Remember, in the upper body workout, if you guys are with me on Tuesday, it's about moving and non-moving parts. So the new moving part here is just your knee, and the non-moving part is everything else. And bend the knee. Good. Looking good, everybody. Driving. Squeezing. Yep, trying to feel those hamstrings. Yep. Looking good. I'm going to go 2 more. And done. All right, how are you guys feeling? So we worked the feet. Now we did the thighs, front and back. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Sandy. Hey, Mary. Hey, Jess. Nolly, I think. Hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so we did foot, we did knees, and now we're going to go to hips. Okay. So let's get seated again. All right. I want you to slide up on your chair. Okay? So, we're going to use our hands for manual resistance. okay? So from here, let's put our hands on the inside of our knees, right, or our thighs, okay? So from here, you're gonna bring your hips out, and then what you're gonna do is just slowly bring your thighs in, but resist with your arms. And then back out, nice and control, push back in, using your arms for that resistance. And then back out, push in, make sure you're resisting it with your arms. It doesn't have to be 100%, but I just want you to feel some tension on your thighs. Good, yep. Drive in. Who knew we could use our arms for a resistance? Pretty neat. So if you've been taking my isometrics classes, we've been using pillows. Good, we've been using towels. I used to train with this guy back in the day, Michael. I don't know if he's out there listening to this, I doubt it. He's not on the members page. But it was really funny because he was sort of like this really muscular guy in the Marine Corps. Everybody was really intimidated by him. Really nice guy. But he was funny because he would train all his clients with manual resistance. So he would be the resistance. And I was like, man, is this why this guy's so jacked? Because he's resisting them with his own body weight. Kind of makes me think of him and what he used to do, which was really creative, another form of resistance. Let's try 3 more. Good, 2 more. 1 more. All right, guys, we just created our own adductor right there. Okay, so let's create abductor, pushing out. My hands are on the outside. Push out. Come back in nice and slow. Push out. Good, back in. Push out. Good, back in. Push out. Good, back in, push out. Good, back in, push out. Back in, push out. Back in, push out. Good, 1 more, push out. All right, good job. Okay, next up what we're gonna do is an isometric version. So same thing, first hand position here. I'm going to push in with my thighs and hold. That's it. Push into your hands. Think about feeling those inner thighs. Good. Keep holding. Keep pressing into your hands. We're going to go about 15 more seconds. Keep pressing. You got about 10 more seconds. Let's go. Keep pressing in. Keep thinking about your thighs. Let's go. 5 seconds. Push. And let's switch to the outside. Hands on the outside and push out. Good. Keep pushing. Push out, push out, push out. You got about 10 seconds. Five seconds. And time. All right, I hope you guys feel those inner and outer thighs. We're gonna do one more version with the straight leg version. So you're gonna get up, you got your chair. Okay. So from this position here, you're tall, chest up. From here, with this leg, you're just gonna lift it slightly off the floor and you're gonna push out. I'm not looking for a big range. Good. I'm going to come from the side here so you can see me as well. Now don't lean over. Really try to stay upright. A cue that I feel like has helped a lot of people that I've worked with is that when you're pushing out, we tend to look at our foot. But remember, you're moving from your hip. So as you're pressing out, you're moving from your hip, not your foot. Your foot is just a byproduct of you moving your hip. Nice. Awesome, and we know that standing leg is working a whole lot. Woo. Kicking butt, everybody. Getting the day started right. Couple more. All right, we're gonna switch to the opposite side. Tall, remember we're not side bending, we're upright, and push out. Good, take your time. No wrong and right. Listen to your body. If this bothers you, you could always lay down. You can do it on your side as well. There's so many ways to do these exercises. Good job. I can't see you guys, I can't be with you, but if you're practicing these at home and you need a different version, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know if you need a modification on it. It's really no problem at all. Good, moving from the hips. I'm cooking. And done. Okay, I'm gonna slide this forward so you can see me a little bit more. Let's see. Just in my left, okay. My right leg is here. Hopefully you can see it. Let me just slide this bench over just a little bit more. Okay, so you got your chair. I'm gonna bring my right leg slightly in front of my left. And then from here, all I'm gonna do, I gotta move up a little bit more so I don't hit the bench, is I'm gonna pull across slightly. And when you pull across slightly, just remember, you don't have as much range as you do on going out. And there's gonna be a blockage here, right? Just because of our body and our structure. So don't feel like you have to go very far, and just try to think about, once again, I'm not moving from my foot, but I'm pulling from my hip, trying to feel some of my inner thighs. And good job. You could do the same exercise lying down. Once again, you don't have to stand up. So many options. Good. Not side bending, staying tall. Couple more. Good job. All right. I gotta slide this over back this way. Okay, my leg is forward and I'm pushing across. Good job. Perfect. With control, pulling from my hip across my body. Yes. Good. Very good. Yep, think about those hip guys. And relax. Awesome. So hopefully you guys feel all the detail work we just did. So we started with your foot. We started with your knee. We went to your hips. The importance of doing all this detail work is to make sure that all these muscles are responding so that when we do these bigger things where they're all involved, hopefully they're doing their job and they're all working together. So that's why it's so important. So now we're gonna kind of go into sort of the squatting, those type of things that are a little bit harder. So let's go through that stuff here. So let's go through some versions. I like the chair again. So once again, squats don't have to be deep. So you need to choose your stance. I preferably tend to go wider stance for myself. It feels better on my joints. I like using a seat to start with, or something, the chair to hold on to. So we're gonna go light grip here. So listen to your body. Let's just start squatting, and you're gonna decide how deep you wanna go. If that hurts your knees, you can always just do a little short one, or maybe see if you can bend down a little bit and hold it. And we're gonna start moving. Now, common question is, where do I put my weight? It's a good question. If you're not feeling any pain, keep moving. If you are feeling some discomfort in the knees, play around with where you're pushing from. So your feet play a big role. Are you pushing from the front of your feet? Are you pushing from the middle of your feet? Are you pushing through the back of your feet? Make a decision, see what feels best. My knees are feeling okay. I'm gonna go with my heels and see how that feels. I can feel my quads a little bit more, so I'm gonna stick with that for right now. Couple more. All right. I'm cooking. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm gonna progress it a little bit. So I'm gonna go without the chair. If you guys wanna keep using the chair, that's totally fine. But the goal here is that you felt everything we just used, all those muscles we just invited to work. So I'm gonna open up my feet. I'll give you a view actually here. I'm gonna turn me, this is a better position for my body, and I'm gonna start. That's it. Excellent. Nice and smooth, with control. When we're doing squats, I see so many people go really fast. There's a couple things. You're losing the tension if you drop down fast. You're missing a big part to work the thighs. The second part, which I think is really important, it is heavier at the bottom than the top. So when you drop really fast, you're putting a lot of pressure on your joints. So just make sure you go nice and slow. One more. Woo, my thighs are cooking. Just take a second. Hopefully everybody's feeling pretty good, waking up a little bit. I know it's a little dark and gloomy today, but I think tomorrow's supposed to be a little nicer. Okay, let's get one more set of those squats in, okay? Whew. My heart rate's up. And let's go. Good job, everybody, moving. Whew. Finishing strong, driving through. You're deciding where you're pushing from. Two more. Wow. All right, I'm cooked. I hope everybody's feeling pretty good. I hope everybody has a good Saturday. Next week, we're going to have the same class schedule, but I am going to keep a Saturday class, and it's going to be more of a focus on abs. So we'll have our lower body on Thursday. I'll do upper body on Tuesday, and then we're going to do more of an ab focus next week for something different. Okay? Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Okay? Thank you.